you can use your Google Calendar to create appointment slots. And what this means is you create one event on your calendar, and within that event, there are a number of different slots, different time slots. These then give you a link or an address that you can provide to anybody you will need to. And when they go to that address, they see a different version of your calendar with just buttons. When they click one of those buttons, they've booked one of those time slots. And by doing that, it creates a little mini event on your calendar, and you have a unique Google Meet address for you and that person to meet up with. So you can use that for any kind of appointment you might want, whether it be a parent-teacher meeting, or maybe you want to publish it in Google Classroom so you can schedule some one-on-ones with your students at a time that works for both of you. So let's take a look at how this is going to work if I wanted to create this on my calendar. Here, I'm going to switch to the week view right now just to make this a little easier. Jump down to week and say I wanted to create some appointments for this whole week here. What I'm going to do, say I want to do them from about, I don't know, 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock. I'm going to make a whole bunch of slots. All I'm going to do is click and drag my mouse down for the time that I want. So I said 10 to 3. Let's do that. Let go. It creates that event for me like any other regular event would. And I could just start adding a title up there. But I need to look right below the title. Instead of an actual event, what I want to create is an appointment slot. So I click over here. A bunch of my options are going to disappear, but that's okay. I'm going to call this Ask the Teacher. And I look at it down here just to confirm, okay, the 24th, it's going to go from 10 to 3. And at the moment, the default is a 30-minute time slot. So I'll leave it like that for right now so we can see what that looks like. And I could leave it on a single day. I would just say save. Okay, so that's Monday taken care of. When I click on this, what it shows me is, hey, here's a link, go to the appointment page for this calendar. So if I click that, it's going to open a brand new tab for me, and I see, hey, there's all those Ask the Teacher slots sitting there. Now, if I go back to close this for a moment, I'm going to go back to my calendar, and I basically have a couple options here. I could either click the three dots and choose to duplicate this event, because I want this all week long. So I duplicate it, and then I look at the date up here in the corner, January 24th, and I say, no, I want that for Tuesday. Put that on Tuesday and say save. That'll create Tuesday's event. Now, I could certainly keep doing that over and over and over again, duplicating and duplicating and duplicating. If I wanted it, say, Monday to Friday, and then I want to offer them again next week, I'm going to be doing this again and again and again. So let's not do that. Instead, I'm going to just delete this second entry that I just created here. Get rid of him. All right, I'm going to go to the first entry. And instead of setting it up the way I did, let me just go to the pencil so I can edit this. We get the edit screen here. And instead of leaving it on this single day that says does not repeat, I'm going to click on that repeat option. Then I'm going to come down and say, you know what, I want every weekday, Monday to Friday. That looks great, except I don't want to leave it just like that because that will keep doing it indefinitely. I'm going to click this again and come to custom. This is what I really need. I want to decide how often does this go? When does it end? Well, right now it says it never ends. So I'd be offering appointment slots until the end of time. I'm going to change that. I'm going to say, you know what? If I've got 5 slots or 5 days in a week that I'm doing here, Monday to Friday, I want to do about 2 weeks. So let's say 10 occurrences. Done. That's all I need. I can say save, and I'll see them on this week. And if I scroll ahead, next week, and of course, if I scroll ahead, nothing. Sounds good? All right, so when I've got that in there, again, I'm going to click here. I'm going to click on the Go to Appointment page for this calendar so that I can A, see what it looks like, and B, come up here at the top and actually click on that big, long, horrible looking address so that I can copy it. So I'm going to right click and copy. Oop, not paste, copy. There we go. And I want to let my kids know about this. So I'm going to go over to my Fate classroom that I created. And it's not an assignment or anything, and I'm not using the Meet link here that I would use for sort of whole class meetings, because again, I want this to be a one-on-one. I want a unique address for each meeting that I'm doing with these kids. So I'm going to click right into the announcements section here and just say, this is for the whole class, everything's there. Okay, announcement. To meet with me one-on-one to ask questions and get answers or help with your work. Visit the link and choose a time you would like to meet with me. Paste that in there. And I believe I can come down here to say add link. I'll even do it this way actually. Paste that big ugly link in there just to make it simple for them. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to take that junk out of there. Don't really need it twice. There we go. All right, so that will work quite well for me. I can go ahead and post that. Now, as a student in this class, I can switch over to another account I have here. Let me do it this way. Classroom. So here, I am a student in this fake classroom. And of course, the stream was just updated. Let's take a look at what the teacher posted. Lo and behold, links. So I want to sign up for a time slot. I'm going to click on that as the student, and it opens up this time slot. Now, what I'm actually seeing here, all that blue stuff, that is my own personal calendar. So what you'll see whenever you look at these is your own events show up so that you know when you've already got something booked. Now, this isn't going to be a problem for the kids, but that's what you're seeing here. So if I were looking at, say, Thursday, I know I've already got an appointment at 1 o'clock and another one at 2:15. So I'm going to try and meet the teacher up here at, say, 11. And I click it. And it's already got my name in there because, of course, I'm signed in as myself. And I can even let the teacher know that, you know, I want to learn math. Save. And that's done. That's booked it. The teacher gets an email about that. They're going to see that in their email. They're going to see that on their calendar. And it's all booked and ready to go for them. So I can stay here if I'm a student and I could book another time slot. Maybe I think I need an hour. I could book the next one. But as the teacher, if I go back to the teacher screen for a second, I can go ahead and go to my calendar. And when I close that box that's in the way, come back to the week I'm on, and I will notice, hey, there's that big time slot on Thursday, and there's an appointment somebody booked with me. Who could it be? Chris has booked that appointment with me. And there's the meet address ready to go. They're already checked off as a guest. I get to see the little description blurb that they threw in there, so I know why they want to meet with me. And when the time comes, I'm just going to hit join with Google Meet. If I want to double check that on the email side of things, I should have also received an email letting me know that they have booked this appointment with me. So as that comes up, there it is. It's an invitation to ask the teacher. It shows me the name of the person who's trying to get in touch with me and when we're going to be doing that. I don't actually need to check the RSVP because, again, in your own appointment slots, it automatically accepts that. So you're going. But when you're in your email, at least you can come over to the side here and click your little calendar button. And then when the day comes, you'll be able to see, oh, look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 appointments today. And you can go meet with those kids one-on-one. So the last thing I'll mention here is the fact that you can certainly choose when you're in your calendar and you're creating these time slots. Let me go ahead and jump ahead to where we don't have any yet. I'm going to drag again 10 to 3 o'clock. But maybe I decide, you know what, I want my appointments to be more like 10 minutes with the kids. So you could do that here as well. I can click into these minutes and say, you know what, 10 minutes. That totally works fine. It's going to be all right. I can say save. Oh, I didn't give it a title. Let's do that. Ask the teacher. There we go. Save. Cool. All right, so I set it up in there, same as it before, except the only difference right now is I've told it it's going to be for 10 minutes. Well, the only thing that changes is how it looks on the actual appointment page. So I'm going to do that again, click on the appointment page for this calendar, scroll ahead to that individual day that I just set up, and these blocks here, when you see the time over at the side, they're kind of set up in essentially 30-minute kind of rows, which means if I choose something less than 30 minutes, they do overlap a little bit. When I hover, I get to see that. I don't know how well your kids necessarily will figure that out. But there's 10 o'clock, and then there's the 10:10, and there's the 10:20, and then the next one, of course, 10:30. And it's going to keep going like that. So you'll have to sort of take a look at it, decide what amount of time is most appropriate for you and individual students, as well as maybe what's going to look good and make sense to them when they come here. Now, as slots get booked up, the time slot disappears. So if I were to go back to that Thursday a moment ago that I had booked, that time slot will just be empty if I were to come to this as any other person. Again, I'm seeing that myself right now because I am the student that booked that, so I get to see that. Any other student that comes to this calendar right now is going to see a row of buttons and then a blank space wherever any of those buttons have been used up, wherever those time slots have been booked. So no worries that way. You'll easily be able to go ahead and create whatever kind of time slot you want, be able to book all your different appointments that way, and you'll be ready to go to have one-on-ones with all of your students at any time that you want, really.